Well, I couldn't go yet another episode without me losing some sort of file or some sort of progress or some sort of something along the line. I didn't want to have to do this, but I kind of have to. So what happened is that I went to go edit episode 14 of Heartbeat yesterday, and everything was there except for the commentary file. That was the only thing that was missing, and I don't know where it went. It got lost along the way somewhere. I'm not sure where. I know I didn't export it to a drive I wasn't supposed to. I exported it to its usual place, but it just wasn't there. And I'm thinking that my DAW SoundForge just didn't export it to the correct place, or didn't export it at all, or didn't export it correctly, and it's not showing up. So I have no commentary for this episode, and I was just scratching my brain. How do I fix this? Why initially what I did was that I got a program called Recover. It's a dumb name, I know, but it's a fantastic file recovery program that's not so, crazy about making you pay for it just to recover some files. It's actually mostly free for what you need to do it with, and it wouldn't find the file. Either that or it would just take way too long. So I ended up having to do the episode like it is. This episode is not going to be normal. You're still going to see what's going on in it, but I'll kind of explain what goes on in it with the commentary I dubbed here. So please bear with me on this one. It's just kind of crazy, I know, but that's how things are. Right, so the first thing we did in this episode is that we left Oteko into the forest beyond the city, and we ended up we ended up in Histanbul, which is a very lovely name. I love it so much. Which is basically a town populated by Cat Sith people, and the path this town is necessary because the path beyond Histanbul is blocked by a guard. And how do you get to that guard? Past that guard? Well, the guard's standing outside the mayor's house, and inside the house is a mayor having a conversation with some of his people. He says he can't let you pass unless you do one thing for him, is to make the people that are in the cats that are inside his house happy. And basically what you have to do is that you have to get all of them a specific fish. They'll tell you what kind of fish it is, and they'll give you a hint as to where it could be located as well. But you have to get them a specific fish for all of them. One of them will take you to an island, which means you have to go to sleep in at Eve's house to get to it. You'll have to do about 2 or 3 times before you'll go into a dream and you'll appear on this island. And this island was just basically inhabited by a bunch of people, basically tiny Onis, really. And you can get the fish, the last fish here. The fish that you need are... Right, so the second one, the Vagabond, will want you to get a ratfish. That can be found in the sewers. Just find any grate anywhere, any town. Histanbul does have one. And just fish in those waters there and you'll be able to find one. Alright, the next fish that you're tasked to get is a mawfish. That's what the rogue will ask you to get. The mawfish can be found in... Solberg, the Solberg Tunnel, or Eros. It is an uncommon level fish, so you could get on the first try, but there is a decent chance that you may not. The next fish... Right, and the last fish Steve will give you, love the name, is the plop-eyed goldfish. The plop-eyed goldfish can be found, if I remember correctly, on Tiny Oni Island, or Pitcairn, which is a place we haven't visited quite yet, but that's listed here on the wiki. It's a common level fish, but how you get to Tiny Oni Island? That's a bit of an interesting one. What you have to do is that you have to go to Eve's house, go to her bed, sleep in it a few times, and you'll suddenly appear there. And there's a bunch of cutscene stuff and whatnot, and then you'll be able to fish in the waters out there, and you'll be able to grab one. Again, it's common, so it should be no issue for you getting it. But that's actually all the fish that they want you to get. And once you get out of this, out of Istanbul, you're now in the forest. Once you leave Istanbul after talking to the guard, you're in Surwa Forest. Now, Surwa Forest is a bit an interesting one. The path is not quite easy. And there is the shrubs in the middle of the rooms here, because this is a maze, tell you what progress you've made here. You need to go to the right direction in the room, to move on to the next right room. Otherwise, if you don't, you will basically have to start all over again. I'm reading off of the wiki right here, so the path you need to take is that we'll start with a smiley face. You need to move north. The expression will change to neutral. After that, go west. The expression will frown, and then east. It'll be a bigger frown with a chest in the middle. It will give you inside the chest are cheese fries, and that should be the path that you need to take. Now, at the end of the Surwa Road, or Deep Surwa, you'll find yourself at a boss battle. This boss took quite a while to beat, admittedly. Sorry about the noise in the back. I'm kind of skipping through the file. Skip has a gun, and if she's able to get off a multi-shot on you, you're most likely going to die. So I would recommend doing a little grinding before this battle, or at least, you know, have a bunch of caramel custards on hand, because you're going to need them. This fight took me a while to beat. Not as bad as Low, though. Low is pretty bad, but this wasn't as bad, interesting enough. But you should probably focus your attack specifically on Skip, or, what's his name? I'm sorry, it was Wake that was the name of the person. So Wake has a gun. Be careful if she shoots you, otherwise you will die. So, but after that, there's a cutscene, and that's really where the episode really ends. Again, sorry about the noise. But that's really the entire episode in the gist. Oh yes, and Pike joins your team as well. Pike joins your team as well, which is good. And Pike has an ability on her. Her partner ability is hook shot. So Pike's harpoon gun can latch onto hooks. Press W to shoot, connect the hooks with each other to create rope bridges. These bridges are permanent, which is good because it means maybe we can come back to them later. But that's really the episode in a gist. It's just unfortunate that I had to somehow lose the commentary file. I just honestly don't know where it went. I saved it in its usual place, and it just wasn't there all of a sudden. So I guess join me next time for more Heartbeat, where we move off from Surwa Forest and maybe to the next town. I'll see you guys later.